Hey there, it's Margie here. I'm sure you can look back at times and think of when you have stayed in a relationship for too long. It may have been a business partnership, it may have been a supplier that you were dealing with, or it may have been a client that you were taking care of. It may also have been a romantic relationship that you stayed in even when it wasn't working anymore. You know, as human beings, we are wired for connection. We are wired to want to have cordial relationships with the people around us. We're also wired to want to feel a sense of belonging. And so when it comes to ending relationships that are no longer serving us, often we let our fear of having a very uncomfortable conversation, of dealing with really awkward emotions, get in the way of us doing what we know we truly need to do. If you sometimes find yourself really struggling with having that difficult conversation, with confronting an issue, or maybe just literally ending a relationship that is no longer working for you, business, platonic, social, I hope that you'll find my article today really helpful and full of practical advice. You know, many years ago, my sister was engaged to somebody, and it was about 6 weeks out from her wedding. She rang me. She said, "Oh, I'm not sure if this is the right thing to do." I said, "Well, look, you need to be really clear that it is, because it's a big commitment." She spent a little bit of time praying on it, writing in a journal as I encouraged her to do. And then she said, "But Margie, I can't do this. I can't end it. It'll just kill him, and I'll just die to do that." And I said, "You know, I'm no doctor, but I know that your heart will continue to beat. It won't kill him. You will not die." But just the very language that she used speaks to how difficult we can find having those difficult conversations, ending relationships, knowing that we're going to make a decision that will cause somebody else to feel hurt or angry or rejected or betrayed in some way. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. It's why you've got to get really clear on why it isn't in your highest interest or in that of another person to stay in the relationship. It's why you've got to get clear about where your value lies and not tolerate situations, behavior that you absolutely shouldn't tolerate. It's why you also need to get really clear about what it is you most want for yourself in the future, and whether or not staying in the situation you're in the relationship you're in, is going to be able to take you there. So if you think you can nut things out, fantastic. But if you are sure, you know, you've come to a point, you've tried, you just know maybe trust is broken, there is no shared vision, there's no common ground that you can work on, then you've got to make the call and end the relationship. But you've got to also do it with integrity, with character, and with courage. I hope that my article will help you do just that. And I hope most of all that as you sit with, you know, that decision of what is it I need to do, you'll be really, really honest with yourself about the price you will pay if you don't. Delay grows increasingly expensive. And if there's one thing I've learnt myself over the years from staying in relationship with people who I knew it wasn't working, but you sink a lot of time and money into things, often with business relationships for me. You're like, it just feels hard to cut the cord. But I've learned far better to do it sooner rather than later, because there's never a perfect time. The best time is generally pretty much now. Okay, take care. I hope this is helpful. And I would love you to share a comment or just give me your feedback on what's worked for you in the past, on where you are now, and on what it is you most want to create as you look toward the future in the relationships that you have. You shape your tribe and your tribe shapes you. Invest in relationships that bring out your best. Take care.